Hi everyone, happy holidays. It's Sloan Rhodes here with your spiritual guidance for the week of December 23rd, 2019. All right, let's go ahead and get started. This will be my last reading, I think, for the year. Today I'm drawing from the Sacred Rebels deck by Alana Fairchild. I'll show you which deck that is. I usually release these on Sunday, but I was traveling yesterday, so got delayed a day. Alright, so just to remind you that I do have a sale going on, 20% off my 15-minute video readings. So usually they're $40 right now until December 26th. They're $32. The code is Holiday 2019. There are links below as well as up here, and that goes for the gift certificates as well for the 15-minute video readings. So you're welcome to take advantage of that if you're looking for a last-minute gift for somebody or just for yourself. Okay, week of December 23rd, 2019. Okay, here we go. Okay. Conscious connections. I feel like this card comes up a lot when I use this deck. What's under the deck? Releasing allegiances. Interesting. So we have this whole focus here on really being clear, right? Being aware, another word for being conscious, being aware of how you are connecting with others. Not just going through the motions, not just doing the obligatory let's get together because we've known each other for a long time or we're family, but really connecting to yourself first, and then how you are able to be very present with another so that you can connect to them consciously with a great sense of awareness, so that when you do connect, you're seeing them clearly, you are being clear with yourself, you're allowing them to see you clearly so that you can work together and play together in ways that feel more connected and more allowing for people to be how they are. And then when you can do that this week, you get to become clearer on where you can allow yourself and others to move away, right? We have this, the text of this releasing allegiances in the deck. Number 10, ending connections, right? Ending obligations, allegiances to others that aren't necessarily where you're wanting to spend your time. Not necessarily going where you feel that you are going. You know, it's always hard when we have connections, relationships with people that are long-term and we feel a sense of obligation, or we feel like we just know each other really well, so we have to kind of stay together. It's okay to grow and expand beyond the current state that that connection exists in. It doesn't mean you have to release the person altogether from your life. That feels very stressful to the heart sometimes. Sometimes it feels good, but sometimes it feels stressful. So remember, you're not necessarily releasing people from your life. You are connecting more to yourself consciously, so that the connections that you do make are more connected to who you are in the moment. In that moment. This is why I bring it back to in the moment when you are talking with someone, to allow them to kind of be as they are. I read a quote from Ram Dass, who died recently, on the 21st, I think, and he said that he likes to see people as trees, right? So when he sees people as trees, he's not judging them for their broken limbs or their lack of leaves, you know, this kind of thing. He's just seeing them as yet another aspect of nature. And when you can kind of be with people like that, with this conscious connections, less judgmental, letting them be as they are, you get clearer on what feels good to you. So you're not releasing people necessarily, but you're getting clearer on who feels good in your current state of being. And you don't have to do anything with it necessarily, but what happens is, as you get clearer with yourself, more conscious about what feels good to you, what feels in alignment with where you are in that moment. I'll just say it like that. You're able to flow in and out of connections more easily without the stress on the heart that I have to let go of this person, or they're not right for me anymore, or it's stressful for me because I'm growing beyond this relationship. It doesn't have to be so dramatic. You can kind of flow more easily as you become connected to where you are in that moment. Allowing someone to be as they are without the reaction like you have to fight against it or prove yourself different. You know, we have the holidays this week, and more connection to others at parties, whether it be family or friends or coworkers. And sometimes the judgment can come in like, oh, I can't stand that person, they're always doing that or this. Remember, whenever you're speaking about always or never, that's always going to be the ego judging, right? And not allowing people to be different, even yourself to be different in the moment. I hope that was clear. I just kind of downloaded all that really quickly. I think the takeaway here is to remember that you don't have to do the dramatic releasing of. That can be very stressful, right? And I want to say it again because I think it came out this way. You're not releasing allegiances to people necessarily. You are transcending older patterns of connection, older points of connection with people, so that you can transmute them into something that feels more open, more loving, more alive, more able and capable of flexibility or malleability, if that's a word. So I hope that makes sense. So it's not about moving beyond people, but you're being conscious, more clear on what it is that feels good to you. When you're clear with yourself, when you understand what feels good to you, when you're clear about what your intention is, my intention in this moment is to be more allowing of everyone to be as they are without getting so caught up in feeling a need to react. So there's your intention. When you're clear kind of on what your intention is in that moment, it may change in the next moment, but in that moment I'm really clear that I want to feel a more peaceful connection to others. You align with that, you feel good about that, you're conscious of what you are wanting. This allows you to let others be as they are, and then they can let you be as you are, so then you can kind of flow more easily through these interactions and connections. And you can transcend some of the ones that feel like it always had to be a certain way. Whenever I'm with this person, we always are like this, or he or she is always like that, or they always trigger me. You know, when you're more allowing, when you're more conscious of what feels good to you, what your intention is, I intend to feel more peaceful. I intend to be more allowing of others to be as they are, without feeling that they need to be different. My intention is to be more allowing of myself to feel however I want without feeling a need to change myself in order to fit in even. There's lots of ways that you can play with this, but it really does come back to the conscious awareness in the moment. Conscious connection, consciously connecting to yourself first. It's impossible to consciously connect to others if you're not being conscious of what it is you are emitting, what it is you're wanting in the moment. Not next year. Let's not even talk about New Year's resolutions right now. Let's just talk about in the moment, you know. You're in the store, you're at a party, you're connecting with family, you're on the phone. What is your intention? You can even just snap your fingers, fingertip to fingertip, bring yourself back to the present moment. Say, oh, what is my intention? My intention right now is to be kind to myself. What's the kindest way I can be to myself? Perhaps it's to end this phone call as quickly as possible. Perhaps it's to really be in love with this individual who's clearly stressful and feeling stressful right now, feeling stressed right now. You know, this kind of thing. It's all about the connections, the allegiances, and the way that you move through all of that. Family, friends, society, work, whatever. consciously connecting with others. The more clear and conscious you are with yourself, the more clear and conscious you will be with others, and the more clear and conscious they will be with you in general. But it starts with self first. You know, we can even see that they are mirroring one another. But it's almost like two different aspects. I kind of feel like here is the self who is not really aware of what they're doing or where they're at. And here is the more conscious self, alive here, spark of creativity, connection, inspiration, looking at herself more clearly, not afraid. Here she's more shy, not really looking at herself. When I say herself, it could be himself, he, herself, themselves, whatever. Here she's looking very clearly. Who, me? She, on the other hand, you know. So I kind of feel like in many ways it's mirroring, you know, here, the unconscious self and the more conscious, awakened self. So I hope that makes sense. I hope everyone has a very conscious, lovely, safe and happy holiday season, and I will see you in the new year. And if you're looking for a last minute gift idea, I do have the gift certificates for 15-minute video readings, or if you just want a reading for yourself, you can take advantage of the sale. All right, much love to everybody.